but West Bengal Board of Primary Education has not been made party. Issue involved in this writ petition centers around verification of
leave may be granted. Well, my prayer is into that effect itself. Only the is inadequate.
Verification of eligibility of the candidates by the West Bengal Board of Primary Education.
My prayer is also
in connection with 2022 recruitment process.
Yes, my lord.
2022 recruitment process for filling up the post of primary teachers in the state of West Bengal. Stop. In absence of West Bengal Board of Primary Education, said writ petition cannot be dealt with today. Stop. However, leave is granted to the learned advocate representing the petitioner to amend the cause title and add West Bengal Board of Primary Education as party as additional respondent. Stop. After amendment is carried out, learned advocate for the petitioner is directed to serve notice upon the West Bengal Board of Primary Education in enclosing copy of this order by 7 days from date and file further affidavit of service on the next date. List the matter.
One thing will give him immediately leave to correct it. And
one petition, only one petition.
And let the commission be expunged. Let the commission be expunged.
My lord, I seek indulgence to appear for NCT.
The leave is granted, bolo. Leave is cause title in course of this day and add West Bengal Board of Primary Education as additional respondent. Stop. Mr. Sharnal Lanet, Senior Advocate, is representing West Bengal Board of Primary Education, West Bengal Board of Primary Education in other matters, and he has submitted that service of notice upon the board, stands dispensed with.
Only give me a
stands dispensed with. Copy of the writ petition is made over to the learned advocate, is made over to Mr. Sharnal. Stop.
Commission may be
the West Bengal Central School Service Commission is expunged from the array of respondents in that array of respondents as delineated in the cause title of that writ petition. Stop. উপরে ওই এক্সক্লুশনটাকে বাদ দিয়ে দিতে হবে আউটসাইড দ্য পারভিউ অফ দ্য ওটাকে বাদ দিয়ে দিতে হবে নেক্সট
My lord, I seek indulgence to appear for NCT.
Considering my writ petition.
My lord, I seek indulgence to appear for NCT.
Petitioners. It is submitted by the learned advocates representing the petitioners that they participated in the selection process, that is they participated in 2023 selection process initiated by the board for filling up the post of primary teachers in the state of West Bengal. It is also submitted that petitioners are in employment on 10th August 2017 and completed 18 months D.El.Ed within bracket ODL close bracket program through National Institute of Open Schooling, National Institute of Open Schooling within bracket for short NIOS close bracket before 1st April 2019. Stop. It is also contended on behalf of the petitioners that a notification has been issued by the Secretary West Bengal Board of Primary Education on 30th May 2025 in compliance with the solemn judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court dated 4th April 2025, passed in civil appeal, passed in a civil appeal arising out of SLP within bracket C close bracket number 19139 of 2024 for verification of eligibility of the appellants in the said appeal on and from 9 June 2025 to 18 verification of eligibility of appellants in the said appeal within the period from 9 June 2025 to 18 June 2025 at the office of the board. Stop. It is submitted on behalf of the petitioners jointly that petitioners are not appellants before that appeal is still pending.
That miscellaneous application is pending.
But the appeal is disposed.
Yes, appeal is disposed. Main appeal is disposed.
The Honorable Supreme Court, in connection with civil appeal arising out of SLPC number 19139 of 2024 within bracket Kaushik Das and others versus State of West Bengal and others. But petitioners are similarly circumstanced like appellants in connection with recruitment process of 2023, which has been 2022, which has been conducted, which is being conducted by the board. Stop. Like appellants, petitioners were also on employment on 10th August 2017. And who completed 18 months D.El.Ed course within bracket ODL, or with 18 months D.El.Ed within bracket ODL program through Nios on 1st April 2019. But in view of notification dated 30th May 2025, they are going to be excluded from the process of verification of eligibility or from the process of from verification process. Stop. It is the contention of the appellants on backdrop of facts. No, it is the contention of petitioners. No, it is the contention of the petitioners before this court on the backdrop of facts that both appellants before the Supreme Court and petitioners before this court jointly participated in 2022 selection process. Stop. Dispute arose whether the candidates having D.El.Ed within bracket ODL D.El.Ed qualification, dispute arose that the candidates having D.El.Ed qualification from Nios having duration of 18 months would be treated as eligible candidates or not for being appointed in the post of primary teacher in connection with the said selection process of 2022. Some of the candidates out of the entire some of the candidates out of the candidates who participated in 2022 selection process approached the Honorable approach coordinate bench, and the issue ultimately went before the Honorable Supreme Court, where order was passed on 4th April 2025. Giving directions upon giving direction upon the recruitment authority to take certain steps. Stop. Paragraph 40 of the order dated 4th April 2025 is quoted below. If 40 take sit out kore diben. Stop. It is also contended that since petitioners are similarly circumstanced like appellants before the Honorable Supreme Court, having eligibility criteria as prescribed in the order dated 4th April 2025, they may be permitted to participate in the verification
which is commenced on
process, which is scheduled from 9 June 2025 to 18 June 2025. In support of such contention, reliance is placed
yesterday AIR 2025 SC.
in support of such contention. আচ্ছা অর্ডারটা দিতে বলেছিলাম কোথায় গেল? In support of such contention, reliance is placed on the judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court reported in AIR 2025 Supreme Court 83, paragraph 14, 15, 16 and 17, and another judgment reported in 1987 volume 4 SCC 431 within bracket KI Sefford and others versus Union of India and others. আচ্ছা আগের যেটা সাইটেশনটা দিলাম ওখানে ওইটা দিয়ে দাও, লেফটেন্যান্ট কর্নেল সুপ্রিতা চান্ডেল ভার্সেস ইউনিয়ন অফ ইন্ডিয়া and others. Next paragraph. Mr. Sharnal, learned senior advocate representing board in reference to representing board upon placing reliance on the order dated 4th April 2025 has submitted that the Honorable Supreme Court directed to consider the candidature of the appellants who were in service as on 10th August 2017 and that who on verification, are found to satisfy the eligibility criteria shall be appointed within a period of 3 months from today. Stop. According to the board, in order to maintain the time frame fixed by the Honorable Supreme Court in the order dated 4th April 2025, exercise relating to verification of eligibility of the appellants needs to be completed at an early date for giving them appointment within the prescribed period of 3 months. Stop. At this juncture, if candidates similar to the if candidates who are similarly circumstanced like appellants before the Supreme Court having eligibility criteria are permitted to participate in the verification process, that would take much time, and it may not be possible for the board to appoint the appellants within the time prescribed by the Honorable Supreme Court. Since there are many candidates who may be similarly circumstanced, but they have not been invited to participate in verification process since they are not appellants before the Supreme Court. Next paragraph. Considering the submissions made on behalf of the petitioners and board, this court needs to record first that the time fixed by the time framed by the Honorable Supreme Court in the order dated 4th April 2025 has to be complied with for giving appointment to the appellants in the event they are found suitable after completing the exercise, after completing the verification process. Stop. But at the same time, it needs to be taken into consideration that if petitioners, if other candidates who, if petitioners and other candidates who participated, if petitioners who participated in the same selection processes are also having eligibility criteria and fulfill the conditions as prescribed by the Honorable Supreme Court in order dated 4th April 2025, ought to be left out or not. Considering the case at my hand, next paragraph. Considering the case at my paragraph wise, 1, 2, 3, 4. Considering the case at my hand, it is apparent that petitioners are standing on the same pedestal with the appellants, but only difference is they are not the appellants before the Honorable Supreme Court. Keeping in Honorable Supreme Court, stop. In this regard, reliance is placed on the judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court delivered in Suprita Chandel Supra, wherein in paragraph 14 it has been observed that it is well settled principle of law that where a citizen aggrieved by an action of the government department has approached the court and obtained a declaration of law in his/her favor, others similarly situated ought to be extended the benefit without the need for them to go to court. Stop. While enunciating law in Suprita Chandel Supra, Honorable Supreme Court relied upon KI Seifert Supra. Yesterday, without considering this, without going through, I expressed that in KI Seifert law has been laid down. কি বলছিলাম সেন্টেন্সটা? Wherein it was observed that there is no justification to penalize those who are not litigating or who have not litigated. Stop. Similarly, candidates should be entitled to the same benefits as the petitioners. Stop. Stop. Next paragraph. In view of law laid down by the Honorable Supreme Court in Suprita Chandel Supra and KI Seifert Supra, this court directs board to treat the petitioners as similarly circumstanced candidates as appellants before the Honorable Supreme Court. To treat the petitioners as similarly circumstanced candidates like other candidates who are appellants before the Honorable Supreme Court, and verify the eligibility of the petitioners at an early date without disturbing the verification process which has been initiated in terms of notification dated 30th May 2025, which is confined to the appellants before the Honorable Supreme Court. Stop. Petitioners shall be verified. Now, eligibility of the petitioners shall be verified by the board provided they fulfill the conditions as stipulated by the Honorable Supreme Court in the order dated 4th April 2024 to the extent that petitioners were in employment on 10th August 2017 and completed 18 months D.El.Ed within bracket ODL program through NIOS before 1st April 2019.
As well as the notification our 30th May.
Stop. Petitioners are also required to comply the norms as prescribed in the notification dated 30th May 2025 issued by the Secretary West Bengal Board of Primary Education. Stop. After verification of the petitioners, a comparative merit chart is to be prepared stop. a comparative merit chart কি বললাম, a comparative merit chart is to be prepared, a comparative merit chart is to be prepared for filling up the posts of primary teachers in connection with 2022 selection process. Stop. After preparation of merit chart of the petitioners on completion of verification process to be initiated by the board, petitioners shall be at liberty to take steps in accordance with it.